In this module, we will define a rapid improvement event and we will cover the details of a good candidate for an RIE. We'll start with a bit of terminology. In continuous improvement circles, there's a lot of terminology and many of these terms are used interchangeably by different people. In addition, some terms that originate in Lean come from Japanese words, which can add another layer of complication and complexity. In this module, we will explain the terminology and the details needed for you to understand what is a rapid improvement event, also known as a Kaizen event.
The word Kaizen comes from two Japanese words, Kai, which means change, and Zen, which means good. Put together, the meaning of Kaizen is to change for the better. In English, the word Kaizen is used as another term for continuous improvement. The term Kaizen, just like continuous improvement, is used in many ways. It can refer to a type of an organization, a project, or even a personal endeavor.
While the word Kaizen refers to continual or daily improvement, when we place a specific focus on a particular issue, it is known as a Kaizen event or a Kaizen blitz. The word blitz actually means a fast or violent attack and is used in sports or battle terminology. It's a bit more colorful to say Kaizen blitz than Kaizen event, but it means the same thing.
The Kaizen event is focused on a specific issue that can be resolved in a short amount of time. It involves a small team who devotes 100% of their time over a few days to analyze and improve a narrowly defined, targeted problem or opportunity. Kaizen events started as a team effort where a group of people who worked together in the same area would identify an opportunity to improve, to make their work more efficient or more effective. The word Kaizen was then Americanized in the 1980s to quality in daily work, and it has since evolved into a more structured and robust method that is referred to as Rapid Improvement Event, or for short, an RIE.
The actual rapid improvement event, not including the prep and follow-up, typically take 2 to 5 days to complete, depending on the scope of the problem and the competence of those involved. If the RIE team has already been trained in continuous improvement tools and methods, the RIE can be completed in a much shorter time frame.
An RIE is a great tool for ensuring that energy and resources get focused on a particularly challenging problem or one that needs to be solved urgently. We've seen so many of them produce terrific, long-lasting results. We've also seen them deteriorate into a disorganized mess. Without leadership support and the skills to lead a team through an RIE, the event can become a demoralizing waste of time and resources.
There are a number of challenges that can occur when trying to run rapid improvement events, such as a lack of leadership support and direction, too large of a scope for the time and resources allocated, insufficient RIE competence, taking on an RIE without the proper skills, insufficient time or resources dedicated to all the phases of an RIE, and picking a project that is not a good candidate for an RIE. These are very common mistakes, and they're not small mistakes. Let's continue with our RIE training so that you can gain the skills necessary to drive great success from your RIE.
First, let's talk about the types of project approaches. In continuous improvement, there are many types of problems and opportunities. And one of the great things about a structured approach to problem solving is the ability to flex to all different types of situations. Understanding the types of projects will allow us to apply the most effective techniques and tools, as well as to do more effective planning around risks and solutions. Here, we'll cover the major types of projects.
The first is the quick win. Sometimes this is called a JDI or JFDI project. That means just do it. This type of project indicates that there is no mystery root cause to be analyzed and the solution is very obvious. The only thing that needs to be done is that we need an action plan for the solution to be implemented. For example, if a printer is broken and we need to order a new printer, that would not be considered a team project, although some companies might do it that way. Or a rapid improvement event, that's not one of those. It would just be a JDI. It's an action item that should have an owner and a due date. So a known cause and a predetermined solution means that we have a quick win or a JDI.
If we have an issue where we know the cause, but the specific solution is unknown, it should be considered for a rapid improvement event. When the root cause is known, the RIE lead, in collaboration with the process owner and sponsor, may have decided on a proven solution, such as 5S or Kanban or load leveling. However, the details of how the solution will be implemented in this specific area is not known. That's what the team will determine during the event. For an RIE, the solution is more than a simple action item or a quick win. It requires collaboration between a team of subject matter experts to iron out the details of a solution for that specific situation. A lot of preparation is done to ensure that the team has all the facts and data at their fingertips when they get to the event. The team gets together for a 2 to 5 day workshop to collaborate, develop, and implement a solution.
If we have a situation where the root cause is not known and the solution is unknown, that would not be a good candidate for an RIE. This is a situation where there's a problem with an existing process and the causes of the problem are complicated and not confirmed. There might be many theories or ideas, but typically the problem has been around for a long time, for a while, and it's been tackled unsuccessfully multiple times. In this situation, we would consider it for a root cause analysis or a green belt project. A typical root cause analysis project will require a team skilled in CI methods to work the project, and it will typically take 3 to 4 months to complete. This means that a team of 5 to 7 people spend between 20 and 25% of their time working on the project for the duration of that project. Root cause analysis projects are typically led by a green belt.
Quick wins, rapid improvement events, and root cause analysis projects all follow the basic flow and milestones of DMAIC. The execution is a bit different depending on the scenario, but the basic concept and flow remains the same. To determine the best method for your project, you can use the quick 2x2 table here that bases the project type on whether the cause and solution are known or unknown.
If the cause is known, for example, documents are not printing, the printer is broken, and the solution is known, for example, install a new printer, that's a just do it project. If the cause is known, for example, recipes are not being mixed properly because everyone does it their own way, but the solution is unknown, there are likely many options for how we can fix this. It would meet the basic criteria for an RIE event.
If neither the cause nor the solution is known, for example, we're not getting as much juice out of the oranges as we used to, that would fall into the category of root cause analysis project. And the last one, more common than you might think, is when we think we know the solution without knowing the cause, and that's just a bad idea.
So we've explained the basic criteria for an RIE, and that is that the cause is known and the solution is unknown. That's the simplest and easiest way for us to explain it. But there are times when we need to get a little bit more detailed in our selection. For example, we might have many options for RIE, and we have to choose which one is the best one.
Good point.
That means that we assess which would have the greatest impact and the greatest likelihood of success.
The more red flags or missing criteria, the longer time you'll have to plan for the event. Either you'll have to spend a lot more time preparing, spend more days for the event itself, or you'll have a long and heavy follow-up phase.
In your workbooks, you will see a copy of the RIE project criteria template. Along with this course, you have access to multiple templates to support the tools and techniques that you are learning. These templates are all in Excel, so they can be easily used and shared. You will not need to open up these templates during the training, as there are screenshots of all the templates in your workbook.
Throughout this training, you'll be learning multiple tools and techniques. For each tool, you'll get a detailed instruction through these instructional videos, and you'll also get a one-point lesson for each. All one-point lessons will be in a handy one-pager and will have a logo that looks like this. And your 1-point lesson for the RIE project criteria is right here. This form walks you through the detailed criteria that will allow you to weigh the key success factors. This is a simple form that asks you to rate each question by either answering a simple yes or no, or by answering the question on a scale of 1, 2, or 3. You can do either option.
The questions are grouped in categories to determine, is the problem or opportunity meaningful? Is the scope manageable? Is the root cause understood? Is there support for the actions? And is the solution predetermined? Taking the time to understand why you should or should not consider an RIE is the first step to make sure that you are setting yourself up for great results and success. So we've gone through the terminology around rapid improvement events, and we've discussed the different types of project approaches and the specific criteria for a good RIE. Now it's time for you to practice what you've learned.
In your workbooks are instructions to practice with 6 different scenarios. Each scenario gives you information about a situation, and you'll have to determine the best option for next steps. You'll start out with 100 points, and for each correct answer, you'll gain 10 more points. For each incorrect answer, you lose 10 points. Pause the video now and give yourself a little time to think through these practice scenarios.
Welcome back, guys. How did you do with the practice? In your workbooks, you'll find an answer key and a place to record your answers and check your points just for fun. A perfect score would give you 160 points. In case you are not sure of why your answer was incorrect, check out the next pages in your workbook for a little more description of why the best answer is considered the right one.
One of the biggest misconceptions about an RIE is that it's faster than a typical root cause analysis project. While this may be true, it's not necessarily the case. A typical greenbelt or root cause analysis project lasts between 2 to 4 months. The length of the project depends greatly upon the complexity and the scope of the project, as well as the amount of time that the team dedicates to the project. With an RIE, the whole cycle of the project may take the same time as a root cause analysis project, but the improvement phase, which occurs during the event itself, is rapid.
Although the actual event typically takes between 2 to 5 days, there is a hell of a lot of work that goes on before and after the RIE to make that possible. The starting point of the RIE is the part that we've talked about in the section, and that is identifying opportunities for an RIE. And that should occur at least 8 weeks before this event.
The next step is the team selection and project kickoff, which should occur at least 6 weeks before the event. Once the project is kicked off, the team can work on preparing for the event. The prep can take approximately 4 weeks to complete.
The rapid improvement event then runs for about 2 to 5 days, depending on the specific project. When the event is completed, there will be follow-up tasks to ensure that the improvement is solidly implemented and that the improvement is sustained. This takes dedicated follow-up, which typically takes 4 to 6 weeks to finalize.
Something to keep in mind. In an RIE, just like any improvement effort, there may be any combination of teamwork, whether virtual or physical, as well as individual action items. It's up to the RIE facilitator and the team to determine what's the most efficient and effective way to share information, analyze and collaborate, make decisions, and then get the work done. Whether before, during, or after the event, the team may work together physically, virtually, or they may divide and conquer by doing individual tasks.
So these steps are aligning the team. This means giving and getting information, then analyzing the information to ensure that we all understand the situation. Next is deciding on actions based on the analysis and then finally executing those actions. This is a cycle that continues until the job is done and will skillfully flex between group, individual, virtual, and physical ways of working. To successfully lead an RIE event, the RIE lead must have significant experience facilitating a workshop. If you are lacking this experience, we recommend taking our online course on facilitation skills, which is a module under our Purple Belt course.
Many people believe that leading an RIE is easier than running a typical green belt or root cause analysis project. This is not a correct way of thinking. To successfully lead an RIE, the facilitator must have strong, demonstrated competence with not only facilitating a workshop, but they must be skilled at the milestones, the tools and methods of continuous improvement and DMAIC.
In fact, we can align the phases of DMAIC right along with our RIE milestones. During the team selection and project kickoff, the RIE lead will ensure that all of the elements of the define phase, for example, the business case, problem and goal statements, project scope, etc., are solidified. During the preparation phase, it is the responsibility of the RIE lead to gather and organize all relevant facts and data to illustrate the current reality and to provide evidence of the known root cause. This includes gathering baseline data, process maps, and root cause facts and data.
When the team arrives for the event, the facilitator will ensure that the team is aligned and understands all of the current scenario. And they'll begin the improve phase. During the event, the facilitator will lead the team through developing options for solutions, selecting, and then implementing a solution to the problem. In the weeks following the event, the RIE lead will be responsible for organizing and tracking the follow-up tasks to ensure that the improvement actually worked and that it is sustained. This is effectively the control phase.
In this segment of training, we have covered the initial step of identifying RIE opportunities. In the following modules, we will walk through the rest of the cycle, the team selection and project kickoff, preparing for the RIE and running the RIE, and most important, the follow-up.